It is the 29th of April 2024, a day in the life of Gareth Southgate. He is in Newcastle to visit the Sir Bobby Robson Cancer Research Centre at Freeman Hospital and to attend security briefing for Euro 2024, then an England fans forum at St James's Park. It's a good day. One of those days of connectedness. Selfies with supporters, signing shirts, signing photos, banter with the Geordies on the streets. You had better pick Anthony Gordon in the summer, they say. On stage, he presents Steve Howie with his legacy cap. Howie is moved. Once upon a time, they were young centre-halves trying to prove themselves to Terry Venables together when Southgate made his first start for England alongside an also inexperienced Howie against Bulgaria at Wembley just before Euro 96. They kept a clean sheet. Both made the squad. There is an interview with Newcastle United's club channel where, with his winning mix of two natural qualities, sincerity and diplomacy, Southgate enthuses about Newcastle's English players, states his love for Kieran Trippier, and says he cannot wait to be back in town for an England friendly against Bosnia at St James's Park in a few weeks' time. It is past 9 p.m. when he finally arrives back at his home in Harrogate. Tomorrow there will be more stuff. He has already completed his personal video scouting England's Euro opponents, Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia. But there are chats. There are always chats to have about the game plan with his assistant, Steve Holland. There is FA commercial activity later in the week, media, a squad to pick soon, games to see, Burnley versus Newcastle and Crystal Palace versus Manchester United over the bank holiday weekend. After Bosnia at St James's comes Iceland at Wembley, England's send-off match before departing for Germany and a European Championship that bookmakers say they are favourites to win. It is also the match where he will equal Robson's total of 95 games in charge to become the joint third longest-serving England manager after Walter Winterbottom and the hallowed Sir Alf Ramsey. Robson was a special figure to Southgate. It was his England teams Southgate watched, loved, and cried for in those formative years between the ages of 12 and 20. When Southgate was a young manager at Middlesbrough, undergoing a difficult period, Sir Bobby, then locked in a fifth fight with cancer, visited him to offer support. It was very special, Southgate said. He was an absolute gent. Parallels between them are obvious. The only England managers, except Ramsey, to reach World Cup semi-finals. Men identified with penalty shootout pain. Creators of new, expressive England teams that took their country on beautiful up-and-down rides. Above all, individuals whose decency and charm remained through whatever the impossible job threw at them. The week before taking his team to Russia for the adventure that started it all, at the 2018 World Cup, Southgate sat down and watched the poignant documentary about Robson, More Than a Manager. In it, Sir Bobby's widow, Lady Elsie, produces a handwritten note by her husband. The top line says, "To build a team of motivated players, a good coach should," and what follows are 11 commandments. The first and the last are very Bobby, but also very Gareth. 1. Be able to control himself before he can control them. 11. Be trustworthy. Robson adored managing England, even if 8 years of it ended without a trophy. Southgate, if he quit now, 8 years in, would say the same. But what if he did win? The chance is there, with a decent draw, with a squad bejewelled with some of the world's best players, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, Declan Rice, John Stones, Kyle Walker, and the phenomenal Jude Bellingham. Southgate is back for another try because you don't quit a journey on the final lap. And that group of talents, their powerful experience, the culture they inhabit, have been accumulated through years of process and graft. Who walks away from that? What comes next defines the whole thing, though. Southgate himself admits it is time for England to win. He knows the realities. And there was something, he told his friend, the legendary journalist David Walsh, after taking the decision in the wake of the Qatar World Cup to continue until Euro 2024. I know how this is going to finish, he said. I could go out on an open-top bus in Trafalgar Square, or in the Tower of London. I would rather have a go and see which one it is. The only failure would be to die wondering.